I was tying salmon flies for a trip to Washington, and came up with this. Because I've been fishing at Newton and Luce a lot. After having a surgery on my leg, my doctor told me you can't wade, but tubing is good therapy. And I hadn't fished in the lakes much, and I kept losing these damselfly nymphs with eyes and legs and all kinds of garbage on them. And I thought, well, I got to figure out something that's a little bit easier to tie, because I hate spending all this time on these flies and then having the fish get down in the moss and break them off whenever you get a good one. So I sat down at the bench and I wrapped some marabou around a hook to get started as a base. And I looked at it and I thought, that is a perfect profile. That's what I'm looking for. Because if you look at a damselfly as it swims through the water, what you'll see is he's got his legs tucked and he's just swimming, and all you see is really a long streaming fly that's got a really delicate profile like that fly you're looking at. But as I started tying, I realized that one fly didn't look like the other. I'd get one that was really, really fat and ugly looking, and then the next one would be nice and slender, and then I'd have one that was somewhere in between. So I started looking at the fibers, and this is what I came up with. This right here is a really good feather. Pass that around. Pass that around. And if you'll hold that feather up as it comes around and look at it, hold it by the tip. Give it a little shake. Brush those fibers out. And look at the shape of the fiber. And it'll be different from one side to the other. All feathers growing on a bird, this is a feather growing on this side of the bird, the outside is going to be longer. And the barbs are going to be finer the longer they are. And if you're right-handed, grab it in your left hand. And I've got listed there, what do I got listed for the number of barbs? About 12 to 24, depending on the hook. And you know, that's just a general amount. You can change it however you want. And just pull those off. Got those right there, my left hand. Moisten my right fingers. Twist those together, moisten my left fingers, and then just pull that down so that those are kind of controlled. Hold that just a little bit longer than your hook shank. Let the barbels fall on your side of the hook, and just loosely pull your thread over, and as it catches it, just pull it. Here's where stopping short of the hook bend comes in. Go back one more wrap. Grab your barbels, fold them back over, and catch it with just one wrap. If you get more than just that one wrap, what you're going to end up with is a hump at the back. So you'll have a hump right off the tail, and then your taper will start. And then bring your thread on forward. Bring it to about one hook eye width behind the eye. Moisten those. Twist them. And what you're going to see here is a taper. To accent that taper so I can really see what's going on before I tie the fly, I'll take my brush and pull it up. And I want it to be, I don't know how, if you guys can see this, really good from back there. But it's really fine at the bottom. The finer you get that base of your little twist, the finer taper you're going to have on your fly. Start right there in front of where you put that last wrap of thread and just slowly wrap it. I like the rotary hackle pliers because I've got better control with it, and I'll show you something that I've done with these that helps hold on to that marabou a little better. Catch that back there. Flip it off. I've got a little bit hanging over there over the thread, but I don't really mind that. I'm just going to brush it back, lock it down, And I like to tie a pretty fat, round head on those, which I could use a little bit heavier thread and it would make it go faster, but I just brought one with me. But I want that head kind of round on these. And get a little whip finish. That's it. And I looked at that taper and I thought, wow. I love marabou because you put it, especially in still water, it just breathes. And you can take this, I did a little experiment with it, with my magnifying glass. I grabbed the hook, stuck it in the water, and you take your finger and go like that in the water, and this just goes like that. And the way I like to fish this, on a floating line, when those nymphs are up high, they're up there, they're just getting after it. And if you watch them, you get out in the tube, they're just getting after it, but they're moving real slow. They got a lot of movement without much propulsion. Now, if I decided I didn't have as much taper as I wanted,
we had a good time though. I mean, this is
Yeah.
No.
He said he'll like it.
It's going to fall off this one.
well, no, it's going to have a small. It's kind of hard to see, but you can, as I go,
I tried to learn how to tie about
see how that's level now. And if you do that and put a couple of extra wraps of thread in there, you can end up with a lump.
You used a framing hammer, a sledgehammer, you know, you went home at night and
Lumps are not good.
Lumps are not good. We're looking for smooth, so I'm folding it right in front of that
That was
heel.
the only thing that.
And that's going to leave a little bit.
I noticed they seem to grab a
Turn
little
them
bit.
olive,
And
showing that I don't really.
yeah, I know. I have to keep, you know,
I don't
getting
think
the.
it's going to be a big deal.
Get the tension right.
Right.
This one came pretty good.
Wants
Go ahead and
to
start.
move over there.
It's just nice and almost level towards the back, and right there's where it starts to
Maybe it's
take.
your piece of metal.
Smoother.
Can you see on?
When
Well, I
he
haven't
pulled
been
it
that
out,
long,
see
you know.
those
Now,
short
let me get
I didn't even-
pieces? That's where.
Now it's really starting, the taper's starting to grow. That's exactly the way I
We're
want it.
out,
like
maybe
them like
that's
that.
why those short
Loose.
pieces are what's pulling out. I don't know.
Now that last one fell right behind the lead, so I drop it up onto the lead.
See, there aren't any
Going the wrong
short
way.
pieces
I know.
up by the-
Now these are getting pretty long, so I'm going to stroke them back as I wrap.
Okay, well,
I wrapped and then they just kind of mushed each other down.
And you don't always end at the same spot. So
They had that
the
twisted tight on the bottom.
Now
Well, I
looking
mean,
at it
I
from
didn't, couldn't see it because the scan was there. But now,
looking at it from the top, it doesn't really look like much of a shellback. But when you turn it in the direction that the fish is going to look at it, it's got the perfect profile there.
See,